were talking about before.
And that's where I want to see them try and fix these issues, because if you're able to get Beishang down to this bottom lane and Missing is able to get onto the likes of Wink here, you can definitely set up a great gank situation, and the Varus will struggle to get away from any sort of aggressive plays in that bottom side. We'll have to see, though, if that's what WE have planned, or if eStar can keep themselves in check.
For eStar, this is important. 9-4 right now, sitting here in the LPL. They were first. They're above IG, but they've lost their place. eStar's right now sitting at 4th, while WE are trying to climb up. WE are 6-5. They're sitting at 9th. Every series counts for them if they want to make playoffs. There's a flash immediately. Wink is like, I'm pathing the wrong way. Not good. They're going to flash to commit. The face breaker. eStar's bleeding already with the first blood going to the Omni Stone support.
And that is disastrous for eStar. This has now opened up Beishang to heavily focus this bottom side. I wouldn't be surprised if he started up on this top side blue and then just path directly down towards the bottom side and try and exploit the fact that Wink now has no heal and no flash.
I mean, you got to respect Wink for immediately going, I need to flash straight away, but the follow-up from WE is great. That's why with this team we've been seeing so much recent success, because their commitment, their comms look really clean.
So, you've got Jomong here, who's also gone for the exhaust in this lane. So overall, this is going to be a real struggle for Wing to now survive here. So I want to see what Beishang is going to be able to prioritize here, because bot side gank seems like the most likely here.
Yep.
If I'm Wei, though, you can already see he started up on his red side there. Looks like he's going for an early level 2 gank towards top.
Maybe trying to pull the odds back in the favor. But Beishang, that means he has access to the vertical jungle. I like the pathing here from the WE side, but can Wei get something top? Morgan's only level 1 here. It's 2 versus 1, immediate flash matched here by Wei. The damage comes down and Xiao Bai picks up the return kill. eStars on the board.
eStars have started to move into this more heavy topside focus, and it hasn't paid off for them before. Xiaobai has gotten fed on the likes of Renekton in previous games. Now we're seeing them try to focus him on this Wukong. If Xiaobai can carry, yes, that's great, but it's not going to help if Wink and Xiaoxi are falling behind on this bottom side of the map. With Beishang splitting the map like this, all that aggression that we're seeing from Jomong and Missing is now guaranteed to have the backup of the jungler.
Especially when we saw a trade like that before, and the CS difference already that Wink is set under turret. Look at where the cheeky Graves is. Beishang behind here. Behind enemy lines, I should say, but he's definitely not behind in the jungle clearing right now. On top of the Gromp, then he'll have nothing to go to except for Scuttle or the bottom lane dive.
Looks like that's what they're setting up for here.
Okay, smoke screen is available on top of Wink. They're blinded for the time. End of the line available. Used it here. 2-man face breaker though. Wow, Missing puts on the clinic. With the haymaker, Beishang says, it's my turn to get a kill. And Xiaoxi will drop too. They dive top in the meantime. So you can see now, it's about timing here for both teams.
Jomong and Missing, though, we pointed as these as the main point for the WE roster, and they're off to a great start. Set is fantastic in these early game dives because you can use that haymaker to juggle aggro so well, and WE were able to do just that in the bottom lane dive. Looking at this top side, though, Crying, with pushing in mid lane, was able to answer for the play on the bottom side with a kill onto Morgan in the top.
So Morgan's getting bullied while WE try to push bottom. I like this because it's like throwing a coin in the air and waiting for that heads to come up for WE. They do, however, have a 1k gold lead, so you can say for now, their play is working better than eStar's.
The problem, though, is when we look towards eStars and how they like to play this game, it is by controlling the dragons into the team fight around that objective. They have a 67% dragon control rate. You're falling too far behind here as eStars to try and fight for these dragons that are coming up. Maybe they can find a back timing to exploit, but Wei has run into Missing.
Yeah, Predator now used though, so thank you to the Omnistone set support. You'll notice we haven't talked anything about Omnistone set support because the reason is, now when we see set support, it's pretty much always coming up here in the LPLs. We're going to look mid for a second because Beishang's going to join the fight. So 2 versus 2. Missing coming in as well. I bet he wish he had the Predator for this one. But that's simply to get Crying off the back of Teacher Ma here as Beishang helps clear the wave.
The Omnistone support, as we were talking about for set, is getting access to that Nimbus Cloak as your secondary rune. That's why you're picking it so often, and you take that hit on the Aftershock, where you won't have that increase in the resistances going into this.
Oh no, Morgan pushed up top meanwhile though, and Wei's here. That shielding's not going to do too much. Wei with his second kill of the game. Now the plot thickens, doesn't it?
It does, because Xiaobai still has the teleport. So in this scenario, if a fight kicks off, the man advantage will go towards eStars. So this is why we can see Wink and Xiaoxi getting aggressive here.
They're only level 3, Jomong level 4. TPs you mentioned going to be used here. Dazzle flashed away from by Beishang. Missing gets the engage, the face breaker and the damage. They get the 80 carry first of eStars. But Xiaobai now low. Haymaker coming through. Missing zoning away 3 people. Crying gets in the backline, but now for eStars they turn onto the 80 carry themselves. They're low but not low enough. Missing left on his own with the face breaker being good yet again. That won't do it. eStars turn and give a triple kill to the Monkey King.
WE commit onto Wink. Yes, they get the eStars 80 carry, but the man advantage from eStars is too strong, especially with all the advantages Xiaobai has picked up early. And that means eStar pick up the fight, they pick up that dragon. Wink
doesn't care if he dies again, nor does Xiaoxi. They're like, whatever. This game's not about us. But Xiaobai now drawing the attention of the crowd. WE have to worry about this top lane Wukong that is 4-0-3 as we look at this again.
So Missing gets on towards Wink, but as we said, it does not matter. Xiaobai gets direct access onto Beishang, forcing him out of the fight with Crying. And from that point on, it's eStars able to clean up this fight. So now when we start to look towards our next objective, which is going to be that Rift Herald, how do we start to see this come through? Because if it's going to be Wink and Xiaoxi who are moving up towards that top side, it's still not going to be eStar's favored. Morgan's teleport will be back up at that stage, so WE should still be able to secure the Rift Herald despite this early game fight going poorly.
Yeah, and despite the fight going poorly, Dagda, look at the gold lead. It's even yet again. This is why I love this region, because we sit in chaos constantly. We sit with these skirmishes, these early game engages where no other region would really make the ballsy play in that same situation, right? We're at a point now where with gold even, 7 minutes in the game with an Ocean Dragon over to eStar. As you mentioned, Rift Herald will be spawning shortly. And Xiaobai, level 6 now on the hunt.
Going to be looking towards mid. Teacher Ma's in trouble.
He's walking towards Beishang. Wukong thinks about it, but then just walks away. But now, eStar's top side priority.
Missing had been pinged, gone from bottom lane, so they weren't going to go too heavily aggressive there for eStar. Xiaobai still hovering around here, though. The biggest problem with putting this much attention towards mid lane is Xiaobai, though, is look at that CS difference.
Yeah.
It's happened already because of all the ganks ways put top lane, but this gold, and well, not gold lead, but definitely CS lead, is starting to extend towards Morgan and helping him stay relevant in this game.
You can also see, despite all the pressure, Morgan, yeah, with 20 CS over that Wukong's impressive. But Teacher Ma now looking for the dive. Has the ultimate available. Beishang coming in as well with collateral damage. Wink flashes into it though. Electro Harpoon for the slow. The Haymaker. Collateral damage almost gets the kill, but Teacher Ma has to leave. He was tanking the turret. 4 versus 2. Bottom lane of eStar survives.
The problem though is that when they've made this play, bottom lane, they're giving up control on topside. Wink.
Wink's walking in, end of the line yet again. Xiaoxi getting burnt down here. Beishang wants to kill Wink. Now cornered out. The re-dive is more successful. Facebreaker. More blood for Beishang. It works in the end.
eStar hand exactly what WE wanted to them. WE were hoping to get the kills, trade the Rift Herald for more gold and plates over to Jomong. But if you just back away as Wink and Xiaoxi, yes, they'll get the turret plates, but you'll be able to answer with that Rift Herald. Now you've given them the kills, you've given them the turret plates they want, and it's WE who come out in the trade.
And this Rift Herald, although it will get a charge, you'll still see WE pretty much holding the same goal. Where is it? There you go. eStar's still behind a little bit. Teacher Ma, though, walking on in. The flash here from Wei. I'm not sure about that one, but the Ignite, he gets ticked down with the help of the minions. Missing can't save him.
People need to just leave these damn towers alone when they don't have control of them. 2 or 3 kills now gone over as a result. eStars will pick up this mid lane turret, and this is where it starts to look great for eStar. They have control. Xiaobai's already shown that he likes to be able to roam around the map. With mid lane turret down, you can have Wei and Crying go towards the top lane or play towards the bottom lane with Xiaobai coming down when the TP's up and available.
No matter what happens, it's always bot versus top this game. We got to look at Jomong and Missing versus eStar's Crying, Wei, and Xiaobai. That gold going down to the mid lane as well means that Crying was able to push in a couple of extra waves and catch up on that discrepancy that you were talking about with Teacher Ma earlier on.
So this is where we start to look towards those mid-game fights. How do we think that they're going to play out? Because Xiaobai will try and get access onto the backline to Jomung, and if he's successful, can definitely deal with the Kalista in these fights, despite the 3 kills that have gone over to Jomung. However, if WE are able to play keep away with Xiaobai and with Crying, and Jomung has free roam in these fights, WE should be able to bring these fights to the forefront where they're the ones that come out victorious.
I will note, even though there's no bottom lane in that lane, Crying has to be careful because WE, their game plan is that bottom lane no matter who's in it at this point, especially with Dragon up in 30 seconds. They're trying to set up now. Note that Morgan also has the TP here, and he's farming away in the side wave, while Xiaobai does not have his.
So Morgan really wants to crash this wave right now so we can back away, knowing that Xiaobai will either lose minions trying to prevent his TP, or will be forced stuck underneath the tower. Here's the dragon spawn though, and WE are in great position to force eStar back.
Crying walking into this one. Ultimate available for Teacher Ma, but an easy distortion out. While Dragon started up, eStar's not really in the position for this one.
I think they give it here. There's no need to try and fight for this. It's one dragon going over, and you're not in an advantageous position.
And missing with that Giant's Belt, pretty easy to deflect the damage here of Crying. They're going to back away. Morgan going to absorb more waves. And for WE, they're behind a bit of gold at this point by K after that mid-turret push. But now looking for more themselves. The face breaker into Wei, great equalizer, but they take him out of it. Wei not tanking up at this point though, and a shutdown to the enemy jungler.
Fantastic play coming in from WE to shut down Wei, but also give themselves access to this bottom lane turret. Won't actually not going to push forward. I think they could have pushed forward there to try and get an extra turret plate or 2 for themselves, especially when there's not much pressure on the rest of the map from eStar.
Dagda 16 kills, 12 minutes.
Welcome to the LPL.
Welcome home, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure to have you here in this first game. And like, I was expecting this game to be the slower out of the two, right? When I looked at RNG and Rogue Warriors ladder, I thought, well, Rogue Warriors are a very bloody team. RNG probably have to play their tempo or, I don't know, sit back a little bit. But WE and eStars, never did I expect this one coming in and that eStars would be trying to match this pace. Crying still sitting in a side lane here by himself, but Teacher Ma looking to match. Bit more turret plating to be taken here by the LeBlanc.
WE need to match this pace from eStar though. WE, if they're behind at 15 minutes, have not won a single game from that point. eStar, if they're ahead at 15 minutes, have won every single game from that point. If WE are not matching this early game aggression from eStar, they've already lost. And that's why we're seeing this early map movement coming through from WE to try and contain that.
But on the note of eStar, remember that this is the team we asked, is this the death of a star? Is it the overhype, right? They're on a 3-series loss streak. I have to elaborate on before. Vici, RNG, and JDG, their last 3 series. They've only picked up 1 individual game from those. And we've come back to a reality a little bit because eStar, this is their debut split in the LPL. And yes, they beat IG, but we need to see that same consistency across all teams, especially here now against WE.
So eStar looking to try and push forward into pressing their advantages. We can see they're a little bit not sure about how to do this right now. Wink and Xiaoxi are sitting in this mid lane just farming up. Because that mid lane turret's gone down, makes it a little bit more difficult for them to actually apply pressure there and force a response from WE. So they're trying to get it through Xiaobai and Crying, but the wave clear from Morgan and Teacher Ma is too strong right now. So instead, it's all on Wei to see if he can get these forward wards in conjunction with Xiaoxi so they can spot if they can make these aggressive plays on these side lanes.
But so far, it's been pretty defensive. You can see a small line here through the mid lane and a control ward towards the bottom side. The one on the top side that Morgan is about to spot out as well, while for WE, control of the river right now, and that's important because we've got another Herald coming up in about a minute or so. And eStars have reset for it. They've come back on the map. They've got a 1-item LeBlanc, 1-item Varus as well, who's going lethality.
Teacher Ma is down on this bottom side though. This is why eStars are going aggressive. They want to make the 4 versus 5 play.
Morgan going to survive that one. A bit of a mischain. Xiaoxi and Xiaobai. Wukong loves to fight. But never mind, he doesn't have to do that because they're going to start Herald.
WE are trading Herald for this tower on the bottom side. You see the pings going down. They're going to try and just run straight for that objective. They will get the turret, But it'll be answered once this Rift Herald is picked up, and with Crime pushing in the top lane, there's the opportunity here for eStars to go for a tier 2 if they want to.
Towards the top side, towards mid as well, the wave is pushing up too. So when you were talking about deep vision before, this is a great opportunity for eStar to really control the top side of this map.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. You can see the pink wards going in, even Trundle stealing away that Gromp. So this is eStars protecting their assets, making sure that they're getting control of this map. And classic eStar in this scenario. This is how they like to play these, is choke you out a little bit, and then once those mid-game fights hit, they've gotten so many more objectives, vision control, they can play the fights on their terms.
Especially when around Dragons, we talked about both these teams having priority there. It's one apiece in Dragons. It's eStar with a 1k gold lead here. Another reset comes through. Now pings are coming towards the bottom side.
Don't forget though, Wei has that Rift Herald. This gives pressure to eStars if they want to toss that Rift Herald down in the mid lane and force WE to go and protect their tier 2. That's how you can start to avoid these fights as eStars when you're not certain if you're ahead.
He has to make sure he doesn't get caught out here though, because Bei Sheng is massive. There's a Phage on this Graves with Berserker Greaves and the completed jungle item. And only a Chain Vest here for the Trundle. A level behind and now in front of the Dragon. You can see bottom wave getting pushed out while WE are going in for that deep vision play.
And with Wei caught on the bottom side of the map, that Rift Herald play can be used in the bottom lane, but you're not that worried about it as WE.
Xiaobai is coming in. He's on the backside here onto Morgan once again. He flashes through. Xiaobai still has another Cyclone. As Cosmic Radiance comes through, eStars in front of this Dragon. The Fate's Call used on the backline. Morgan brings them forward. What a set indeed into Xiaosti. He's going to die. But WE are losing members as well. Bei Sheng is trying to take down Wing, but this non-fed Varus takes him down first. WE have lost the fight, and with that pillar, that beautiful, beautiful pillar, WE will lose it all.
Wink will still manage to go down at the end of it, but eStars will find the fight. Now they can get onto the Dragon and crack that tier 2 we were talking about anyway after the Rift Herald got that bottom tier 1.
And it's post 15 minutes Dagda, and eStars have a gold lead. The stat so far looks to be remaining true with a Cloud Rift available with an advantage for eStar in the form of 3k plus this inner turret to go down.
This is so well played from eStars. We talked about how they want to try and draw these fights out, force WE to respond to them. But with so many flanking opportunities here for eStars, it's difficult for WE to start up this objective. See, Xiaoxi and Wink at the top side of your screen demand the attention. I thought this was going to go badly when Xiaobai got dragged into the death realm by Morgan. But he'd already done so much damage to the backline that there was no more for WE to try and finish off eStar. And when Missing still going in aggressive, there's nothing left in the tank.
Wink was 0-5.
Yeah.
Wink was 0-5 and he picked up a double kill in that play. Now lethality Varus when he falls behind. Let's be honest, it sucks. What do? Wink has now got 2 kills. He's almost got his second lethality item. I also want to note that Cryan has a 10-stack Magi's as well. Plus this Wukong top, level 11, QSS, 6-0 and 5. So eStars have their core members looking real good.
It's really difficult for WE to operate these team fights as well. Bei Sheng and Jiameng are constantly under pressure from Cryan and from Xiaobai, so being forced away from the fight. So a lot of their main damage focus on WE can't actually approach these engagements. And even when they do get poked out, Wink can finish them off.
Yep.
So they've got to play around so many different tools here from eStars, and they just couldn't do it in that fight.
Now we're going to take stock of where WE are at this game. Remember, the Mordekaiser on the top side. Morgan was focused so hard. He's 0-4 naturally. It's essentially you're trading Wink for Morgan here in this game. But the most fed members were Jiameng and Missing. And they've come down to a very real 3-2 and 5 here. We're looking at Xiaobai on eStars because, yeah, he gets the OP because he was a big core of that fight.
Cryan in danger here, though. WE.
Okay, how does he get out of this one? Teacher Mar's going to find him. Good flash over the wall. The Rumble burning him down, but he's out. Nicely done. The flash burned, but WE commit 3.
At least they get the flash. There's nothing that they're really going to lose elsewhere on the map. eStars weren't in a position with their waves to try and force any other objectives, but now they are starting to push in aggressively, and you need to see the rest of WE responding. Now they're moving in towards the mid lane. They've got Morgan facing off against Xiaobai in the bottom lane, and with Baron up in just a few moments, these double teleports on Morgan and Xiaobai are going to become very crucial to keeping this objective.
But I like this from WE. They know how far behind they are. They want to find a pick here. Missing playing with the Hex Flash yet again here. And WE have to back away. They get spotted through the river, and eStars takes back control. You mentioned the Baron. That's 5 seconds until that's up. I'm looking towards the next Dragon in 2 minutes as well, where eStars also have control towards the bottom river.
And Tarek is such a strong champion when trying to get back this vision control, because you've always got the safety as the Cosmic Radiance in case WE try and make a pick. So you can see with Wei and Xiaoxi holding hands, they're slowly starting to get vision control back on the WE side of the jungle.
You've seen how big Tarek's are in the LPL. Let's not forget that Tarek's win rate with Kalista at the moment is really high. When they're separated, I think Tarek actually edges out on that win rate as well. We're going to have to go back and have a look at that one, Dagda, but Tarek has become that AS tier pick in the LPL. And if you can get both of them, we've seen many more wins than we have losses. So you can just see the power of this support. I want to see the power of the Kalista as well here in this game.
Regardless of the bottom lane, though, from eStars, we have to give credit to Xiaobai.
Yep.
This guy hasn't been getting a huge amount of resources throughout the weeks of the LPL. And now that he's starting to get the ganks from Wei, and Wink and Xiaoxi are falling behind, Xiaobai is stepping up on this Wukong and has been a main factor in them winning this game. The flanks have been on point, the team fights have been great. So WE are struggling against the Monkey King.
When Xiaobai gets a chance to shine, it's kind of like Lungxing and RNG. At the moment, getting Unchained along with Xiaohu. It's like, hey, Xiaobai, you get to play. What do you want to do? I want to play Wukong. Okay. We'll see you topside. And for Xiaobai, debut split in the LPL yet again. Let's not forget where he comes from. From the LDL. This guy still hasn't been around that long. This has been his chance to show us up. And so far, he's level 13 over at level 12 on Morgan. Is moving up to the top side with Cryin, who is going to be spotting out Missing here. Haymaker not going to do too much. Double chain to come through. Missing in a bit of trouble. Ignite goes down. He's burning down. And Cryin wants to take this kill. 3 people running away. Missing nowhere to go. The heal to come through. Cryin gets the sigil, but not the chain. But the rest of eStars are coming in. Xiaobai is going to start spinning. And Teacher Master flash away. Chain's corruption doesn't land. But we're looking topside because Beisheng is left alone. It's end of the line into a collateral damage for the Graves.
The flank was incredible from eStars, got directly in towards the 3 members who were running away. And when Missing is already poked out, there's nothing WE can do. eStars will turn towards the Baron, and they can still make a lot of work here because they've got the Cosmic Radiance, even if WE try to dissuade them.
Let's not forget Morgan with the ultimate available onto the jungler. The opportunity there here with the rampant. They're going in. Cryin has the dazzle, and boy did he use it. eStars take another. It's time to go back to the Baron.
The combo is real from Xiaoxi and Cryin, but they're still going. Xiaobai once more.
Equalizes into the pit, but eStars don't care right now. Morgan is going to get bursted out here. Cryin lives on as well. Xiaobai zoning away. That's the clone that Missing's used the Facebreaker on. He flashes in to the Chains of Corruption. Missing with the Haymaker shield. Teacher Ma trying to come in as well, but that's Xiaobai. Don't take the monkey near me, says Teacher Ma. He'll get burnt down a little bit, so at least for WE, this could turn good. Dazzle to slow them down, but Baron secured by eStars. That's what's important here. And Teacher Ma now getting zoned away. What a scrap here from the new team.
WE, why are you going in? You're trying so hard to force this play, but eStars are picking you off one by one. Cryin 5-0-11 now. Yes, you kill Xiaobai, but he's got 8 kills. This is WE. What we talked about when they fall behind, now you're seeing it in full effect. The decision making is not strong, and eStars will pick up that Baron and also pick up the Dragon, which WE could have denied instead of going for the Baron.
We talked down to eStars in this series. We talked up WE. It is the opposite here in game 1.
I see Cryin, fantastic job here getting onto Jumong. Jumong, as we said, the one on WE that's been set up for success. Him taking off the board means there's very little that WE can really do here. Morgan, the next to fall. Instead of making this play where you've already lost to, now you're committing with Missing and Beisheng, you go straight towards that Dragon, steal it away, you stop eStar getting to Soul Point, you can try and clear out your waves and hopefully hold on to your base structures as WE, but now you've given Baron over, eStars are in a great spot to push, and they're onto Soul Point.
Missing trying to hide behind the pillar here. I think he wants to go in, but this is a 25-stack Magi's LeBlanc. Missing won't get the chance to engage because Cryin will destroy him in one combo. 5-0 and 11. with 2 items behind that Magi's as well. I don't know, man. I think Cryan's a big threat.
There's a lot of members on eStars that are a big threat right now. Despite a strong early game, WE taking the same page as Orangey. Camp the bottom lane. Try and get Jomong ahead and see if they can make it work.
He's still here. Hex Flash. Nice. Movement speed. Okay, Equalizer. Cryan in a bit of trouble. There's the showstopper. We're going to face break at him as well. Cryan is going to get shut down, so it works out in the end. But WE's structures towards top and mid, they won't be so lucky.
Want to have a look at that mid lane turret. I don't think Wink and Chelsea could really get onto it quite yet. So it's just going to be that top lane turret. In a lot of situations, that top lane turret, especially with Baron, is a give me. So at least WE have stopped the triple threat, where they could have lost 2 of these structures trying to defend everything.
That's not going to stop eStars from saying, give me more, though. 6K gold lead here, 25 minutes in. Baron, 30 seconds left on the clock here. And eStars taking that free turret away means there's only 1 inner left remaining towards the bottom side. eStars moving there now, but that might just be to set up deeper vision yet again, get there clear, and get the gold into their pockets to look towards this final fight.
WE need to now get their waves in order before this next dragon spawns in 3 minutes time. You see Teacher Ma is doing just that, trying to get this top wave pushed in, but the big problem here is that top lane turret is going to make sure that the wave, no matter how much WE push it, will always bounce back towards their inhibitor. So WE are going to struggle now to try and keep pressure on this top side with the dragon spawning.
Everyone channeling in here as well. Just note that Cryan lost 10 stacks from before, but I don't think that this LeBlanc cares, because Cryan's probably going to get them back very shortly. And this is going to be found out yet again. Predator here on the Omnistone set, but that won't help for now. Shousey moving across here with Wink, who's now 3, 5, and 6 to be noted as well. A much better close towards the game.
Keep your eye on Xiaobai though, he's looking for the flank here. This is where it gets really dangerous, because Beisheng has got to deal with mid lane.
And Cryan's going to jump in on Teacher Ma. Ignite there, auto-attack the Dazzle, and he's dead. 4 stacks, thank you very much. Morgan has taken Shousey into the Death Realm, but he's going to ult himself. And look at this, the Dazzle in the Death Realm. I'm pretty sure Tarek can take him down in there. Shousey lives on, a double, 23 stacks yet again. They're not done. Xiaobai still has the Cyclone. Give me 25 once more. Misting in the backside. Look for the Tarek. It's the Quadra. Jomong is going to slow them down here. eStars want to give Cryan the Penta. And now into GA. Another Penta in the LPL. Yes, please. Cryan takes it all.
We've had to wait for Doinby until this year to get his Penta. We've had to wait for Rookie to this year to get his Penta. Cryan, in his very first year in the LPL, will pick up a Penta of his own.
Very well deserved. Teacher Ma takes down the top laner in the meantime, though. And even after the Penta, death timers don't seem to be that long for eStars to end the game. So this one goes on. But a Cloud Soul on the horizon after this heroic play.
Beisheng was stuck in mid lane trying to clear out the wave Xiaobai pushed in. So when Teacher Ma gets poked out, it's all go for eStars. They know they've got the man advantage. They can easily take this fight with Wei or Shousey tanking the turret. And WE too far behind at this stage to try and bring it back. Dragon is now spawning, and that's going to be the next port of call for eStars. And I don't imagine that there's going to be any way for them to try and take this fight. Xiaobai will end up picking up a Cloud Soul, and a Wukong, who's going to use his ultimate and run you down, is exactly the way eStars want to finish out this game.
Cryan flashed and he's like, this is my Penta. Don't you dare. They leave it for him. The Comet, I mean, that could have been the thing that stole it, but now Rabadon's. He's back up to those full stacks as mentioned before. It's a 4-item LeBlanc. Essentially, this has already been well and truly done for the past 8 or so minutes. eStars need to just put the nail in the coffin. Cloud Soul seems to be the place to do it.
So when we look towards game number 2 now, WE have got to try and control top lane better. Morgan oftentimes being caught out overextended. To be fair, not expecting a level 2 gank from Trundle, but still, you've got to play far safer top if Beisheng has already split the map and is known to be ganking towards the bottom lane.
Also, we saw that Wink and Shousey, well, they were the people that fell behind for eStars. I mean, that one fight where eStars took towards the bottom side, that seemed to cap it off. And WE looked lost from there. Soul now acquired. Base broken towards the bottom side. Mid pushing in. WE, all they can do is sit here and try and defend, try and delay the inevitable at this point.
But with Cloud Soul for eStars, Baron next on the cards for them, it's becoming a mammoth task to try and stop eStars right now. WE, yes, have this mid lane starting to push out, but bottom lane is keeping pressure there for them. Xiaobai even electing to go down towards this bottom lane to accelerate that pace, so eStars can easily get this bar.
Second Penta on the horizon. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty exciting. Dazzle going to come through as well. Cryin does a bucket load at this point. Haymaker shield to stop this, but in he goes again. First one on the card. Xiaobai with a beautiful flank yet again. Cryin re-engages. There's the double. I told you. Another Penta on the horizon. No. Xiaoxi takes it. It's going to be a triple kill into Morgan running away. But Cryin can follow this one with the Cloud Soul. And I have to say, double Penta would have made history as Morgan is going to get chased here. Going to go golden. But this is the second quadra and an ace for Cryin.
Someone report Xiaoxi for stealing Cryine's kill. That would have been so nice. A 15-1-12 for Cryin could have been a thing of beauty, but eStars still operating a thing of beauty here. Quickly going to close out this game.
And a game one where eStars really took the risk towards that top side. It paid off. It took that big fight, and WE get crushed by the newbies here in 2020 Spring.
eStar as